The internet made it a challenge to make Pokemon models in 5 minutes. They turned out just about as good as you think it could happen. And EA, oh man, they're making themselves look like fools by saying loot boxes are surprise mechanics. All that and more this week on GameCrash. Welcome to GameCrash, your weekly crash course in all things gaming. I'm your host, the Cyberquake, and joining me in call today, if the buttons would work, or, you know, that could just not work. It's unmuted, at least. I thought I fixed the Discord overlay, but I guess not. Anyways, joining me in call today are Michael Hoovian and the Shy Arc.
Though Michael is not even talking at all.
So Michael... Michael...
Did he fall asleep again?
Possibly.
Then why is he playing Skyrim?
That's a good question.
Because I know it is actually Michael Hoovian who is entitled Michael on here. It's gotta be him.
Yeah. I guess he doesn't want to talk about the Switch Mini that we've talked about multiple times already.
You mean that still thing that's going on?
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, it's happening. Also, I got a shirt. Remember how I said I was getting a shirt with that one logo that I didn't like as a logo, but I liked as a T-shirt logo? Yeah, I got it. It was only all I had to do was pay shipping. Coming to no stores near you. Not even coming to an online market because I don't have money for that.
Damn it!
I don't have the money or the viewership for that right now. I just thought it'd be cool to have. Anyways, go ahead and move on into our first topic here. We've discussed this before, how there was rumored models of the Switch coming out, Switch Mini and Switch Pro type of dealio. Still not officially confirmed, but there's an online China retailer that has...
The microphone doesn't seem to be working right now, and that's kind of a scary thing.
Are you sure it's plugged in properly? And are you sure it's not muted? And all that stuff.
Yes, I am testing it.
Are you sure you have it set up in Discord correctly as well?
Let me go turn it on in Discord again.
Remember, these settings are a thing you need to look at. Anyways, there's China Seller has some stuff listed.
There we go.
Oh my goodness, that was loud.
Okay, yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, China Seller has a bunch of Switch Mini accessories that they're apparently going to be selling. But it hasn't been officially announced yet. Supposedly, they have gotten actual information from Nintendo about it and just waiting on final details and stuff. But it looks like... So, nothing officially confirmed until, you know, the official company says it. But, I mean, more and more things are pointing to it being a thing. Like, at this point, it's not a matter of if, it's less of a matter of if and more of a when, because I'm almost certain it's gonna happen. Not guaranteed, but it's probably gonna happen.
What would you use the Switch Mini for?
Switch games.
To begin with.
Switch games.
I know, but like, the memory on that thing was...
A smaller version of the Switch. It's gonna have the same cartridge system, the same SD card system. It'll just be smaller, probably without detachable controllers, and hopefully at a smaller price. At a lower price, I should say. That way, they can start trying to scoop out the 3DS market into the Switch market. Like, what do you mean? What's the point? Or like, how would it, like, it's not like,
because to me, like,
it's not like a digital only.
Yeah, good point. But still, to me, when I think of Switch without the dock, and I'm like,
and
why?
A lot of people use it almost exclusively in handheld mode. You do know that, right?
Still, it would be better to have the dock and not use it.
No one's saying it isn't going to have some kind of docking functionality, whether it be just a cable into the screen or something like that. No one's saying it won't have docking. It probably won't use the same dock, but no one's saying it's not. And even if it doesn't, there's a lot of people that wouldn't care. I know a lot of people in a poll that basically, because I'm on a Nintendo Switch Facebook group, so I interact in there a lot. There's a lot of people that actually don't use the dock like at all. So for them, it makes no difference basically. And apparently Nintendo Life contacted them back, and they got the reply of the fact that the company has based these products on secret information, which I guess they've leaked out now. Nintendo's probably not going to be happy about that. And that is waiting for Nintendo to officially confirm the system before putting these items in production. So basically, even this is not... even the items here is more of the company speculating, but... Because the thing is, what is this secret information? Is it more of just the rumors people have put out there? Or is it something actually from Nintendo? That's the real question here. Where is this secret information coming from?
Personally, I think this is Nintendo putting this stuff out, but putting it out like tiny bits. Basically, drum up hype for its eventual release.
Nintendo's not one to do that kind of thing. They're all for secretly keeping actual secrets and then blowing the world up by releasing information. Rather than giving snippets here and there. They prefer not to have stuff leaked. Also, the model right here, this is probably not gonna be how it looks, but man, the one above the case right here, that one looks kind of sick, not gonna lie. I'm into that design. It's quiet.
Yeah.
Is everyone tired?
I mean, because I really don't have anything to say, because like we've been talking about this.
We've talked about this before. It's not like
it's
anything new. Like I said, the big question is there secret information coming from Nintendo or a Nintendo insider that is actually there, or is it more just speculation about let's make these if it happens? So we'll have to see. I guess we'll move on to our next topic, which is also less speculation, but also somewhat speculation. Amazon France lists Cadence of Hyrule for retail sale, or retail release, I should say. The unfortunate thing is, I've already put down money on the digital copy.
I haven't, because I barely got Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Here's the thing. Cadence of Hyrule is a lot more forgiving than Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Oh yeah,
Cadence of Hyrule feels like a much more fleshed out game.
Are there?
So it is very much. It's not fully reskin, but there are a lot of details that are more or less reskins. Like a lot of the enemies move and attack in the same manner as the Crypt of the Necrodancer enemies. So once you get acclimated to Crypt of the Necrodancer enemies and how to really go about killing them without really getting touched, it's very easy to move that over into Cadence of Hyrule. Also, the spear, man. I'm telling you, the spear is the greatest weapon.
Okay, so can you play Hyrule without owning Crypt of the Necrodancer, or do you need?
You can.
Cadence of Hyrule is a fully separate game. You do not need Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Okay.
Like,
but I wanted to have
it's not DLC. It is not DLC. It is a completely separate game.
Then that has its own pair of questions. The one of which being the most important. What's the point of Crypt of the Necrodancer on Switch then?
Because it's
if you have
the thing is, Crypt of the Necrodancer has been on the Switch for a long time.
Let me go with my situation here, because because Cadence of Hyrule looked interesting, but I wasn't sure how I would feel about the rhythm-based gameplay. So Crypt of the Necrodancer is a good starting point if you aren't sure about the gameplay.
The only thing I can say is be wary of doing that, because of the fact that Crypt of the Necrodancer is extremely unforgiving in direct comparison to Cadence of Hyrule. Like, I have yet to beat Crypt of the Necrodancer. I have yet to get to like Zone 3. I think I maybe got to Zone 3 once, but I've never gotten through and beaten the game. Whereas Cadence of Hyrule, I am already about to beat the game. Cadence of Hyrule is a lot more forgiving and a lot more fleshed out, in my opinion. Crypt of the Necrodancer, though, why would it be on the Switch? Because it's been there for a while. It's not like it's just coming out. It's been on the Switch for a hot minute, so it's not like it's releasing at the same time. Plus, it is different. It's similar mechanics, but it is different in some aspects.
I just see
Which one's
this
worth picking
now.
up? Like, while it's on sale, Crypt of the Necrodancer is a good pickup.
It's not on sale anymore.
It's not on
already
sale
big.
anymore, though. Yeah, I was about to say it's not on sale anymore, though. But if it
That's
does go
why
on sale
I got
again,
it when it was on sale.
the thing
I
is
don't know.
between the two games, Cadence of Hyrule is a far better experience, in my opinion. It's a far more fleshed out, and a lot more forgiving. So you can actually go through the game and beat it without having to die and die and die and die and die. To be fair, you will die and die in the beginning as you figure things out and how the game plays. But the other thing is that, like, as I talked about, I made a video this week reviewing Cadence of Hyrule. One of the biggest things that makes it more forgiving than Crypt of the Necrodancer is the fact that when you have a playthrough, it's not like Crypt of the Necrodancer. Your playthrough is mostly you play through to get through as many zones as you can. You die, and then everything regenerates, and you have to start again. Cadence of Hyrule is when you make a save, the map creates itself. It randomly generates itself, or it randomly puts everything in. I think the map is generally the same. It's just things are in different locations. So from there, when you die, the map stays the same. It's just that you lose all the items that break. So you lose your weapons, at least some of them and then you lose some other stuff, but you basically keep the main items and stuff like that. You keep the Sheikah stones that you have activated, and with those activated, you can teleport freely between them, and you can start at a different location. So that makes it easier. So in general, it's a lot easier to get started because the map stays the same, and you start getting accustomed to the map layout, how to get to things with each death. So for that, it's a lot easier. Crypt of the Necrodancers, you die, everything regenerates, and you have to relearn the map. Not even relearn, you just have to get through it blind. But it's always a blind run compared to Cadence of Hyrule, which is after a few deaths, you know the map, you know how to get through it. So that makes it easier.
Okay. I see what this is.
Definitely,
Okay.
and plus, Legend of Zelda themed stuff. It's always fun. But yeah, so Amazon, where is it? Amazon France had a listing for it. It was like, I think that's the euro symbol, $69.99, or I don't remember. I don't know other currencies, but no official announcement from Nintendo. It's just there. So we'll see if that's just speculation that someone wants, because I know Amazon will sometimes list things that don't actually exist. A lot of retailers do that. So this might just accidentally be a leak, though. We will see.
Yeah, we will see. Time.
Yeah. That brings us to the next one, which is EA.
I can already hear the sighs.
Kerry Hopkins, EA's VP of Legal and Government Affairs, insists that the company's randomized purchases aren't loot boxes, but rather surprise mechanics.
I mean, for some people, you could technically consider it that, but in retrospect,
That's what a
no.
loot box is! It's... In an oral evidence session with UK Parliament's Digital, Cultural, Media, and Sport Committee, Hopkins compares the mechanic to surprise toys, which have been around for years, whether it's Kinder Eggs, Hatchimals, or LOL Surprise. Here's the thing, though. It's really not. It's really not. You go into those knowing what to expect. They don't hype you up with the false promise of getting something big when it's very unlikely you're going to get that. You go into it fully expecting a cheap toy. In fact, a lot of the time for Kinder Eggs, like, yeah, you get the chocolate with it, which is mostly what you're buying for is the chocolate, and then you get a fun surprise toy with it. And then Hatchimals and LOL Surprise, it's the same thing. You basically go in knowing you're gonna get, not like to a degree, but like you're gonna get a Hatchimal. You're gonna get a little surprise. For a loot box, it's like, I wonder what I'm gonna get. And it's like it's different because they don't list a lot of the time they won't list the likelihood, the what do you call? Oh, I'm blanking on math terms today. You won't know the percentage of how likely you are to get one thing over the other, and it's also like it's digital goods. You can't count them the same as a physical good. You just can't.
They're basically
it's literally the same, like literally. So because a lot of the countries right now are trying to format it and list it under gambling. That's literally what they're saying is basically the equivalent of, oh, gambling is a surprise mechanic because you might win money, you might not. Who knows?
Yeah,
it's a surprise whether you'll win or not. I just can't get over surprise mechanics.
No,
because this is stupid. I've said it. This is pretty much EA trying to again and basically be like, oh hey, look at this interesting thing. It's not this which is hated by all the community. It's actually this really.
Their twist on things is great. They also stated, we do think the way we have implemented these kinds of mechanics, and FIFA of course is our big one, our FIFA Ultimate Team and our packs, is actually quite ethical and fun, quite enjoyable to people.
Ethical.
Ethical. Enjoyable. Yeah, it's enjoyable because it's an addictive gambling thing. And it's and it's not. Here's the thing is, I've watched people open stuff in FIFA. It's not enjoyable when you don't get good stuff. It's only enjoyable when you get lucky and get good stuff. That's the only time it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's gambling.
Like it's literally gambling.
But when I hear the word ethical, I just want to go like, hey, you really want to go into this?
Ethical. We do agree with the UK Gambling Commission, the Australian Gambling Commission, and many other gambling commissions that they aren't gambling, and we also disagree that there's evidence that's addicted to it. Many people enjoy many things without being addicted to it, but there are some things that are high risk for addiction. Gambling is one of them, and I mean high risk in terms of getting addicted to it when it's not a physical substance like a drug. Like there are some activities that are more addictive than others in different aspects. Gambling is one of them, and loot box.
Uh-oh.
What?
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's
sure about that? You don't sound
breaking?
like it's fine.
No. Well, I was, but I think I fixed it.
Oh, he broke his mic now.
Oh, again?
I just got it too.
No, I didn't. It wasn't the mic this time. It was my internet connection.
Bruh, your internet sucks where you live.
Yeah.
Just Dance 2020 to be the last game on the Wii. It's been the last game forever, but
I mean,
Just Dance 2020 is gonna be the last one, and then they're moving on. I'm just surprised they've gone on this long. The Wii officially died years ago.
The Wii. No, here's what makes me angry. The Wii, not the Wii.
Because the Wii has a large market still. A lot of people still own a Wii and still like to play Just Dance. Also hospitals.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why the Wii is still going, because some hospitals actually
use them for why can I think of the term? When you physical therapy. Thank you, brain.
Yeah.
Just Dance being one of them.
Not the Kinect, but the Wii is what the hospitals use. Which, honestly, when you really think about it,
because the Wii is dirt cheap,
and also
plus they probably bought the Wii at when it first came out because it was one of the first motion control type consoles. Like other than that, there wasn't really anything that was there were some things that had motion control gimmicks. Like back at the Game Boy Advance. Game Boy I think had a couple, but mostly Game Boy Advance I think had some motion control type gimmicks in certain cartridges. But the Wii, in and of itself, a majority of what it was a motion control gimmick. So, like, a lot of hospitals and stuff said, hey, that's a good idea. And they bought into it. And you know hospitals, they don't want to spend money on anything. So, they have the Wii U and they will not Wii U. They have the Wii and they will not upgrade to it from it unless they have to.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I'm surprised that we still had games going on for it. But
Oh, yeah.
It's about to be the end though.
No. I was continually.
The Wii.
No.
The
no,
Wii,
the Wii
Wii technically died a long time ago. It's just still getting game support.
Unlike the
Ubisoft.
Vita, unlike the Vita, and unlike the
Vita's dead. Anyways, this one's the fun topic. So there's a challenge going on the internet right now to create a 3D Pokemon model in 5 minutes. Apparently someone online was like, man, why aren't there all the Pokemon on there? Because it only takes 5 minutes to make a model. So naturally the internet went, oh really, boy? Okay, let's do this. So there's a hashtag on Twitter, and there's a bunch of posts to it. So we're gonna go through some of those. For instance, here's 5 Minute Zubat.
Oh God! No, let's go back.
Golbat,
oh,
I'm sorry.
God, the tongue. Why bring back the tongue?
Look how good that is. So now it's official. That's the model going into Pokemon Sword Shield. Thanks to you, loyal fans,
models,
doing it in 5 minutes, we're getting all the Pokemon back.
The tongue.
Politoed.
No, that's no.
Look how good that is. This is what happens when you say it only takes 5 minutes. People take it seriously and they do it. So this is the next Pokemon game, everyone. We have Nidorino here. That's a fantastic model.
Box Nidorino. No,
it's Nidorino from Pokemon Quest.
I mean, you know, like honestly, that might be the best for that kind of game. So
yeah,
it works.
I always lose on this one. Okay, Cubone and Helioptile, right there. There we go. They're in the game now. I can't get over this face right here. Gosh, it's just there.
You see, people. You see, this is why the national decks can't work. Because like,
I'm not saying it couldn't work, but there's a lot. Here's the thing: is like, and near the end, we're gonna go through one of these posts. I actually have it clicked open through the Twitter because it's actually a full. What do you call that? A bunch of tweets in one. I can't remember. I'm too tired right now. But I'm gonna go through that because it shows you the process and everything. Anyway, Torchic, that one actually looks somewhat okay.
Yeah.
Then there's Blaziken over here.
And then there's Nightmare Fuel.
Blaziken looks like a very bad Roblox model.
Yeah. Welcome to Nightmare Fuel. Welcome to Nightmare Fuel.
Welcome to Pokemon Nightmare Edition.
Oh no, I don't want to click that. Go away. There's this. That looks very good.
I don't understand what is up with these.
And then we've got Swablu. This is a very good version of Swablu right here.
I'm surprised and
then we have Totodile.
No, God.
I'm surprised no one. I don't know if anyone says it, but I'm surprised no one has said in these tweets of like, "All right, come on, Nintendo, how much are you gonna pay me?"
Real Pocket Monsters. And then we have Emolga.
No.
It's not even textured, just a straight up model.
No. That is a teapot on a plate. That is
No,
not
as shown above, it is a lovely casserole dish.
Yeah.
That is a teapot on a.
We have noodles. And then we have this one.
Orbs.
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 Orb. I forgot about this one. Oh no, Lucario, Violu.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Riolu, what happened?
They tried their
Why?
best. That's all that matters.
Oh god. Oh god, the next one.
Oh god.
This
Oh,
one's
God,
actually
why?
sounded okay, but guess what? They took longer than 5 minutes, so that's cheating.
No.
But
That's cheating.
this one's actually somewhat decent-ish.
Yeah.
And then we...
Honestly, that might be the best one. That might be the best one.
I almost forgot about
Is that
this.
is that
It's ghastly.
what? Ghastly?
Yeah.
I think. It's just,
Yeah,
without
it's
the
just-
gas around it.
Yeah, this gas is actually not that bad if you consider the fact that the gas isn't actually visible.
Oh god. Do you see people take their time and add in all the Pokemon slowly? Do you see now, people? Do you
Okay.
see it now?
And then
You
we
see
have
it
and then we
now?
have Kimba the White Lion. That one's actually not the worst thing in the world. It's actually a
There's
lot
no
of somewhat
face, though.
detail considering it was 5 minutes. And then we have Long Boy.
we had no for this one we have sexual innuendos.
That's a very stiff snake you got there.
Don't feed it.
This one's actually
Stop.
okay, but the fact that its name is Porygon and it's low poly. No, Porygon. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit cheating.
That-
Though. You can't
but-
use that one though.
But to be fair, it's pretty good. 'cause
That's actually pretty freaking good. Like Nintendo hired these people. They're like this people.
I'd like no go away, Top Bar. I want it. No, stop. Fine. Anyways, so and this one also technically cheated because it was a bit longer to texture, but now this one I want to go through the whole Twitter thread on it because it goes in depth. It takes longer than 5 minutes.
Oh god,
But it shows
Mr.
you.
Mime, what
It
the hell?
shows you basically. It shows you every 5 minute interval for making this specific model and texture and everything.
Oh god, please show Mr. Mime off for a second.
Oh.
God damn.
Okay, hold on. We'll go through the
Got
others
it.
first.
That's also
Some of them are pretty okay and cute. Kyogre's pretty good.
Oh god. Oh god. I just saw Mr. Mime. Oh god. Oh god.
We've got these. These are actually somewhat okay, all things considered. That one's kind of eh. Slowpoke has seen some things. We've got
He's seen
we've
today.
got Pikachu. Nailed it.
Yes.
And then we have this. Gosh dang. They tried. They tried their best.
Their best. Their best.
I mean, they only had 5 minutes.
I mean, I'd like to see you try something. in 5 minutes, Michael.
I'd like to see you 3D model anything, let alone in 5 minutes.
Are
This-
you kidding me?
That's
so many.
I'm gonna take this picture and make it my freaking Discord icon.
Oh my god. Why am I not surprised?
Hold on, gonna do it right now. Watching. Oh wait. It's not.
No, you should just take the picture and just put it over your head right now.
I'm too lazy to do that.
I was like, this is me, guys. I'm Mr. Mime.
Anyway, we'll go ahead and move over to the, not that one.
But yeah, basically this is what this is saying is that A, that we're not gonna get the national X because people think that takes
No,
5
no,
minutes.
no, no.
Here's the thing.
I'm in the company of eventually.
I don't think. Here's the thing
lot
is, I don't.
longer than people need.
If it comes eventually, that'd be cool. In my opinion, I don't care. Cause here's the thing for me is there's just so many Pokemon. Like, and I didn't make these points last time. Cause a bunch of people were like, I'm gonna be upset because I won't be able to bring over my old Pokemon. Like the National Leagues. I'm like, listen. Here's the thing. For someone like me, unless you've been super active in all of the past generations, and you're able to transfer over your older Pokemon, completing the National Dex is virtually impossible at this point. Without having the ability to transfer Pokemon from your old games. So for someone that hasn't been super active in all the previous games, it's like National Dex is virtually impossible anyway. For someone like me, I don't care because I'm never able to complete it because I haven't been super active in the previous games. In my opinion, it's getting too bloated. There's too much to do. The other thing is, we don't know yet how many are getting dropped, how many are being put back on. We don't know. Calm down until we can at least know what's being dropped and know how many and stuff like that.
Again, this is why
they haven't given us a whole lot other than just they're not all coming back. If maybe a majority of them are coming back, we don't know how many are being left behind. And in my opinion, they're probably not all going to stay left behind forever. They're all going to make a comeback at some point. For me personally, I just feel like at some point they're going to have to cut back on they were going to have to stop re-bringing in all of the old Pokemon back in. And here's the thing is, no matter when they did it, people would be upset. If they waited till there was 2,000 plus Pokemon, there's still people who are like, well, you were able to do it in the last games, why couldn't you do it in this one? Like, at some point you have to cut it somewhere. But
most Pokemon people have want to transfer are probably popular ones that will
No,
come back.
no. Here's my thought.
in my opinion, a lot of the popular ones that people actually use are probably coming back. Let's be real here. In reality, they're probably going to be cutting a lot of the less popular ones.
Guys, I seriously thought like either this generation or last. I seriously thought they weren't going to make any new Pokemon for a generation and just use and make.
Here's the thing. For me, I've always pretty much having new Pokemon in a new game is a given. That's basically the fact of Pokemon. That if they weren't to do that, in my opinion, that would be something to be somewhat salty about. Because in the main point of it's like for me, the main point of a Pokemon game is to explore the new world, explore the new Pokemon, and like for me, starting fresh in a Pokemon game, feels like the more correct way in how they would want you to play it. Honestly, transferring Pokemon for me is more of just a nice gesture, and for me, it kind of ruins the game, especially for the people that like to transfer them in the beginning, or like near the beginning, as soon as they possibly can, which kind of ruins it for me. Like the point of Pokemon is to start, for me at least, to start anew, learn the new world, learn the new Pokemon, build a new team, stuff like that. The people who are upset for the most part, granted, there are people that are upset even if they don't play this way, but like I've said before, it's mostly the competitive that don't want to relearn a team and recreate everything and start anew. And then basically Americans as well. It's outside of the mostly in Japan even. I haven't heard a lot of ruckus from there. It's mostly the US that is upset.
Because we decided in our impotence to say, instead of let's catch Pokemon, it's let's catch them all.
And here's the thing for me. In reality, in real life, guess what? Animals don't exist on every freaking, not every animal exists in every place. So for me, it makes more sense to not have all the Pokemon in every freaking region. And with how the game is being developed, I have they had all the previous regions in all the previous games? I actually haven't played through Endgame that much to know that. That's a legitimate question. Anyone have the answer?
Oh, I don't think so.
That's the thing for me.
What was the question again?
have all the previous games had all the previous regions as like an end game. Because I know certain older games have certain older regions, but not like I don't think any of them have had, at least not. So I don't think like the newer ones have had all of the past regions in them. I don't think, which means for me it just makes more logical sense to not have all the Pokemon in there. Because a lot of the time at this point for National Dex, you literally can't complete it without transferring Pokemon over. Like it's just for me it makes total sense why they do this. There are multiple reasons why it makes sense. The thing that annoys me the most is when people are like, I don't see why people are defending Game Freak. I'm like, because we have different opinions. Because even though you're salty about it, I have a different opinion. Like sorry, I have a different opinion. And I'm not just doing it because I freaking blow Game Freak's woo-ha. Like one comment thought, I've disagreed with Game Freak before. I've disagreed with. So there was a lot of things I disagreed with before I started doing YouTube as a bigger thing. I can't even remember what I've disagreed with, but.
Do we even need to mention the comments that we've seen about some of the crazy stuff? Because
there's the comment on my video, which was always funny. I need to. The quote is I think something along the lines of, I need to stop. I think the literal quote is I need to stop servicing Game Freak's member. Give me a good laugh. Anyways, so this thread here, it's a it shows you the process of every 5 minutes on this model of Sceptile. So this is 5 minutes, and actually a pretty good job considering it's only 5 minutes. That's actually one of the better ones for it's not again, it's not textured or anything, it's just the model work. The other people are doing textures as well. So just model 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
I think that's why that guy did good, because they only focus on actually making a model, not actually making the...
in 5 minutes, and also with the model and the texture. Because see, the thing is, he goes through, he basically completes it to the end, and he gives a check-in every 5 minutes. So this is 10 minutes, 15, looking a lot closer. Then we have 20 minutes, 25, 30, we're getting really close to the full thing now. 35, starting to get some coloring and texturing on there. And then 41 minutes and 2 seconds. So, this is just and here's the thing is, they make a point. I'll read it. 41 minutes and 2 seconds. Keep in mind, if I wanted to make this a game-ready asset, I would still need to I can't read Redipo. I can't. That's basically. Oh, I clicked it. So that basically wireframe it. So you can't just make a model and throw it into the game and expect to do anything. You have to do additional work. It's not just model creation done. You have to model create. You have to wireframe the model to give it an actual skeleton for movement. You have to properly texture it, which is somewhat the coloring is done, but it's not a full, proper texturing or anything. You have to rig it to be animated, and you have to animate. There's a lot more than just making the model and coloring it. There's a lot more work. It's not just model creation done. It's model creation. It's so much more. So I don't think people understand. Like, I'd say in total to get a full single mon done is in total at least 2 hours of work. 2 man hours at least.
And combine that with like 800 Pokemon?
That's at least. Let me pull up a calculator here. And that's me, I think, being generous, all things considered. So we're going to times that by 800 right now. 1,600. Let's divide that man hours by, let's say, 40-hour work week. So it would take a single person 40 weeks to do that. To do all the Pokemon. Which, granted, is still pretty good, all things considered. But you have to also take into account there's more to a game than just the Pokemon models. Do they have to model everything? So there's the Pokemon models, there's all of the building models, there's all of the battle animations you have to do and all of those things. There's a lot more to a game than people like to think. And then remember, that was me being generous. So, is it possible? Maybe. I don't know what their workflow is. I don't know how many men they have on job. I don't know. But I still think it's somewhat ridiculous to expect them to forever and always implement all the old Pokemon back in. As I said before, I'm surprised they made it last this long. The other thing I've seen people say is, oh, they're removing a bunch of other stuff too. So I'll touch on those a little bit, I guess, too. For starters, one thing I saw them complain about is, oh, they're getting rid of Mega Evolutions and Z moves. For me personally, I never saw those being. Am I the only one that never saw those really being a forever mechanic? For me, that felt like a single gen mechanic that was tied to the story of that generation.
Yeah, Z-Move's definitely not going to stay for long because that was the point of Pokemon Sun and Moon. You go to these trials, you get these crystals, you can use Z-Moves. That's not the same with Pokemon Sword and Shield if gyms are coming back.
That and like so for me, different games seem to have different kind of mechanics that's like not as big as like a Mega Evolutions, but for me, Mega Evolutions and Z moves never really felt like they'd be lasting. Like I was surprised Mega Evolutions made it into Sun and Moon, to be honest.
Here's what I thought. I thought Z moves, they're not gonna last long. I thought Z moves gonna last generation, then be gone. I thought Mega Evolution, and this is why. Because Mega Evolution is different to a Z move. Z move is very much a just a powerful move. Use up the start. If you can't use a Mega Evolution, this is how it's that. With the Mega Evolution, that's literally a part of the Pokemon. That's literally a part of the Pokemon. You have now just...
Is it really though? Because it requires external things to do that. I mean, based on X and that was X and Y that they introduced that, right? Yeah, I want to say it felt more of something along the plot rather than something that was like officially attached to the Pokemon, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel like something that was for me gonna stay forever. It was tied in with the plot more.
I thought Mega Evolutions would be a forever mechanic because it was the first of its kind. Once Z moves came out, I knew both mechanics would be gone by next game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who said that? Is Ashley in chat?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, for me, I just never saw, like, at most, I saw Mega Evolutions being maybe another game or two. I never really saw it lasting the entirety of the game. The entirety of the series, I should say. That's just me personally. Z moves especially, though. Mega Evolutions, I could definitely maybe see how that would be something that I could maybe... But Z moves never, ever felt like anything that was going to make it out of the Sun and Moon generations.
Yeah, Z moves, I thought Sun and Moon, done.
Like...
I thought we're going to continue on.
Some other things I've seen people complain about. I'm trying to think. Go ahead, Michael, while I try to think about that.
The reason why, and I'm gonna set down my everything to basically yell into the microphone here.
No.
The reason why
you better yell into the microphone.
The reason why I thought that Mega Evolutions would continue even beyond Z moves is they created whole new like sprites, whole new typings, whole new things for these new evolutions that we're giving these. I like to counter
that with a lowland region.
I'm almost done. They basically put in new Pokemon, and now with ripping out those, you basically left them in the dust.
I counter that with a lowland region Pokemon. Did you ever think a lowland region Pokemon were gonna make it outside of the Alola region?
Oh, absolutely.
You thought you were gonna start seeing a lowland region Pokemon anywhere else other than specifically that island, where literally, according to the lore, they only exist there. You thought you were gonna start seeing them again.
Did you forget that you can also get them in Pokemon Let's Go?
No, the reason
you can.
why.
Technically,
Yeah.
yes. But that for me, that's more. That's because they are catchable in Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Go ties into Let's Go. That's the only reason why I thought
could trade
why
Pokemon
that was happening.
to actually get a Alola Pokemon. Like, not
The
Pokemon Go,
reason-
like, literally, the NPCs that actually will give you Alola Pokemon.
Yeah.
The reason
I just
why
never. For me, I never saw it making it past Alola region, or even Pokemon Let's Go. It's more because it ties in with Pokemon Go, which tied in with. For me, it's more. For me, that's the explanation, is because it tied into Pokemon Go. So whatever Pokemon Go supported, kinda had to be supported by Let's Go, because you were able to transfer them back and forth. That's the big reason.
The reason why I thought we would see a Alolan Pokemon Alolan region is the fact of, now that we know that they are existing, because here's the thing, Samuel Oak went there to basically tell the other regions why the Alolan Pokemon were so different to the others. They said that. And Ultra Sun and Moon, you were getting much more tourism from other regions to get Alolan Pokemon and bring them back.
But would you expect them to show up in the wild?
That's why.
Would you expect them to show up in the wild?
Yes.
In the wild, outside of Alola region. You would expect that. Realistically, you would expect that.
No, but I would expect them to be with trainers.
That's the thing. For me, if you can't, like, I can understand that aspect of, oh yeah, but other trainers would bring them in. But at the same time, if you can't catch them in that game, for me, that National Dex now becomes impossible to complete without a previous generation game. And for me, and like, I guess, and I know that's kind of the point of a National Dex, but at the same time,
this
for
is
me,
why
National
Pokemon
Dex
Home was created.
But again, that's transferring Pokemon from old games. That's basically saying, hey, if you're a new player or you haven't been super huge into the past games, guess what? Sucks to be you. You can't complete the National Dex like everyone else can. The National Dex literally requires you to be loyal to the entire series, which is kind of unfair. Because, not gonna lie, some of their games aren't that great. Like, here's the thing: is I love Let's Go. I can totally understand why a lot of people didn't like it. Because in comparison to the other games, it's not as good of a game. It's still pretty good. It's well worth a pickup for me. But man, Pokemon Sword and Shield is looking like a much better game.
Unpopular opinion, Hoenn. Unpopular opinion, Hoenn.
Also, question: did Pokemon Let's Go have all the Pokemon? Like, legitimate question: did Pokemon Let's Go have all the Pokemon?
No.
Then why didn't people get upset about that?
One.
It doesn't matter. It's still a newer game. They could have done it. Why weren't people upset about that? Oh, I know, because people didn't like that game.
Or maybe some people were actually smart and they actually knew it's a remake of Generation 1, so they wouldn't even bother doing that.
Yeah.
They've done remakes with newer Pokemon in it. Just
unpopular opinion, Hoenn. Unpopular opinion, Hoenn best region in all of Pokemon.
Which generation is that?
Yeah, that's an unpopular opinion because I don't agree with.
Which generation is that? I can't remember. What game?
3. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Or Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire if you really want to push it.
Not gonna lie, one of my favorites will always be Silver.
Yeah.
OG Silver.
I had Gold though, so I'm a Gold person.
I'm not a Gen. I grew up with Gen 1, but I'm more of a Gen 2er.
Ashley's losing his goddamn mind.
I was like, how dare you say Hoenn is the best region?
Where? Is my chat broken?
No, it's not. It's not broken. It's just Michael just speculating, like he always does.
Yeah, Michael likes to think people get overly upset when they're not.
Yeah, it's like, how dare you? We all know that Unova is the best region. Also, no, it's not.
Oh God, why would
No.
not? Oh God.
I don't think Unova is the best region. I think Sinnoh is the best region. That's me though. I could pop Pokemon Platinum any day and have a lot of fun playing that game. But that's enough about Pokemon. We should move on.
And this one's gonna come with a prelude because we're not going to go directly into the article. No, we're going to go into the Twitter that announced the article. Because, gosh dang it, Eurogamer, Nintendo's greatest game, has just wrapped up its last event, and none of you idiots even care.
Are you?
Rude.
First, several things wrong with this. Several things wrong with this. First off, even if it's sarcastic in text, you don't put, and none of you idiots even care. Like, you know what we should do? We should mock our audience. Perfect. What was the other company that did that? Oh yeah, EA, I think it was. Are they the ones for Battlefield 5?
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, they're probably on EA. I think they're being sarcastic, but at the same time, they're not. Also, Nintendo's greatest game. Are you kidding me? Was it?
Excuse you?
Not gonna say it's a bad game. ARMS is not the best Nintendo game. Out of all the Nintendo games that exist, including the Marios, the Zeldas, you're really gonna tell me ARMS is the best one out of them all? You're really gonna say that? You're really gonna say that?
No, not the best, but one of the best games.
That's the difference, though. That's not what they said. If you're saying that, I could maybe agree with you. It's literally saying not one of Nintendo's. It's saying Nintendo's greatest game. Straight up. It's not one of. It's straight up saying Nintendo's greatest game. That is definitely not correct. Now, granted, best game is a debatable thing, but I think a majority of people would say, in comparison to all of Nintendo's products, all of Nintendo's games, I should say, ARMS is not the greatest. There's plenty of Zelda and Mario games that are better.
No, over here. It'd be like if I walked into a business room one day, pulled out my copy of Katamari Damacy for the PlayStation 2, and said, Katamari Damacy is the greatest game on the PlayStation 2, and then walked right out of the room.
It's just...
That's basically...
It's just Eurogamer, just... What are you doing?
I take that back. No, I take that back. Dot Hack Infection is the greatest game on the PS2. I walk in with my dog.
Where's Ashley?
And I go.
Anyways, so that was the Twitter post for that. This is the actual thread, which is a lot less stupid.
It's not pretty.
I guess they did it though, because they got people to click. I guess that's what they wanted. It's whatever. It's so bad though. They're basically saying it's the best brawler game. It's a game. Oh gosh. Okay, I just gotta read this. I think it's pretty short. Yeah, it is. I'll read the whole thing just to really get that. It's done. It's over. ARMS, a legend in our lifetime. A fighting game so perfect we'll never see a sequel. The Switch's very finest, and quite honestly... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Switch's very finest is... Okay. And quite honestly, a game that was just too pure and good for humankind has wrapped up its series of live events with the final ever Party Crash Bash deciding once and for all who the greatest ARMS brawler is. And like all things in ARMS, the answer was just right. Ninjar was beaten out by the almighty ramen-loving... Min Min, I can't even. Proving that sometimes in life you can get a happy ending. Will Min Min be getting her own amiibo to celebrate... Oh my gosh. To celebrate the occasion? Well, that's unlikely, because sometimes life is also just unfair. What is this guy going on about?
Insanity.
It's just...
Pretty much what this person is saying is that ARMS is an underrated game, basically.
It's... maybe, but at the same time... What are you... This guy is just like... just because you think it's a great game, a majority of people think it's not that great. The Party Crash Bash took place on the second anniversary of ARMS' release, with its first year seeing a succession of free updates, while its second year saw the occasional events such as the Party Crash Bash. ARMS was the creation of some of the staff behind Mario Kart, and looked to do for the fighting genre what Mario Kart did for racing. No. Did that work out? Seeing as ARMS didn't have quite the same impact, although it did enjoy respectable commercial success, selling over 2 million units, comparatively that's not that great. Comparatively, that's not that huge. Anyway,
people are forgetting one thing. Was a launch title for the Switch.
I mean, here's the thing. Freaking Splatoon 2 is getting its final event. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Like, it feels like they're trying to make it like it's our fault for not playing the game because it's, in my opinion, it's not an interesting game.
I mean, spoilers, we're playing Splatoon 2, which is way better.
Spoilers, we're playing Splatoon 2, which has also gotten its final content update, and is now getting its final Splatfest. Like, guess what? A game typically gets full-on support for 2 years, and then they still support the servers, but they stop releasing new... They'll release bug fixes, sure, but they stop releasing new content after a certain amount of time, and when they have events, those take work. So they stopped doing those as well. Like, this is something that just happens. It's not new. And no, people don't care because, I'm sorry, even if you think it's a great game, a lot of people don't care about it. Like, it's not something that a lot of people are interested in. That doesn't... yeah, sure, it sucks, but at the same time, don't get mad at us when we don't care about a game.
Welcome. Pretty much, this is insanity. All I read from this is basically the mumbling things of a madman, basically going off on anybody. Basically, it's like if somebody ran out into a conference room full of people, pulled out his PlayStation 2 copy of Madagascar and said, "Madagascar PS2, this is why," and basically yelled at you for 30 minutes. Now,
also,
while security is trying to yank him out of the
anyways, we'll go ahead and end that topic. I'll go ahead and say Crash Team Racing released today. I pre-ordered with GameStop, so I have the bauble. I haven't opened it yet. I'm holding off and gonna see if it's worth anything. Probably not.
I should have done that, but I wanted to actually get Mario Maker 2, and I recently got a job. I don't have my paycheck just yet, so
I pre-ordered mine, so I'm good for now. But those are the last 2 games I'm basically getting in a hot minute. So I have to pay for card registration, and also for the A+ certification tests. We've got an update for you. Restart now. Sure, let's do that right now, buddy.
Great.
Oh gosh, is this?
Oh, wonderful.
Another time. Is this my laptop or my desktop doing this? Let us see.
Oh.
Is it the laptop? Because right now I'm controlling it from the laptop. So fun fact, the way this stream works is it's all running on the desktop over there at my desk. But I use Windows Remote Desktop Protocol, and I control it from my laptop. So I'm gonna quickly see if that is in fact for my laptop and my desktop. I don't know. It's not letting me know. Cool. Thanks, Windows. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, the actual next topic. As I scroll up, because I kind of was reading through it earlier. Breath of the Wild is getting a sequel because the team had too many DLC ideas, and other info from Zelda's producers.
I mean, honestly, I like how they actually thought they did that. As like, we have too many DLC items. Let's just make a sequel. Why not?
To be fair, when you have enough of DLC to make it basically another game, why not? Especially if it's gonna take you about the time to implement it as DLC, might as well. If it's enough content, it's totally worth another game. Like, I don't mind. I'm sure there's probably some people like, well, if it was planned as DLC, why couldn't it be DLC? And I'm just like, because it takes time to develop, and if there's enough new content, it might as well be a new game. So,
Also reasons.
I mean, because there are a lot of people like, oh, the company wants to make money. They're not doing this because they like to give me video games. They're actually a company that wants money. Yes.
Dun dun dun.
It might blow some people's minds, but yes, they are just a company and in it for the money. Granted, Nintendo isn't as money grubbing as some other companies, but I mean, if you have the ability to make a whole new game, EA. But the thing is, some people be like, well, technically the ports are money grubbing. But to that I say, you do realize a port isn't just a direct copy paste. You do have to modify the code a bit and make sure everything runs smoothly and everything like that. And also, a lot of people didn't own a Wii U, So for them, it's literally a new experience anyway. For the hardcore Nintendo people that had a Wii U, sure, it's just a re-release. But at the same time, a lot of them are A, graphically enhanced versions, B, play a lot smoother as well, and C, are portable experiences now. Here's the thing is, I played Mario Kart 8 a whole ton on the Wii U. Guess what I purchased day one for the Switch? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
I thought you were gonna say like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. But
Mario Kart didn't drop day one for the Switch. I meant day one of release for the game.
Basically, what I would do would be like, when you started saying the Wii U, for all of the Wii U fans, we must unite.
You know, I bought day one that I didn't buy on the Wii U, Breath of the Wild, because it's a better experience on the Switch.
Oh no, it's a Wii U.
Moving on.
It's better on the Wii U.
I've told you why it isn't, Michael, but you don't like to listen to reason or facts.
He just wants emotions.
It's all about the emotion. Basically, why did they remake Link's Awakening? Game was released 26 years ago. I breezed through this, but I can't remember now. Basically, he wants it to be a bit more of a fresh experience, so it's not completely the same. They're incorporating new elements, which is why the Dungeon Maker thing happened, which basically it's not like completely level maker like Super Mario Maker, where you like put each wall and everything. It's just you get basically puzzle pieces of dungeon rooms and you arrange them how you want. That's how that works.
I would have liked to seen them actually try to do that though, where you can actually make your own dungeons like from
like a full-on Zelda maker.
Yeah, come on Nintendo, get on that.
That'd be really complicated though. At that point, you might as well just use RPG Maker, because I believe RPG Maker can push games to the Switch. I want to say one of the versions can. I know they had a version for the 3DS that would make 3DS games. I'm not too sure. They have a version that can output to Switch as well. That was something I have to look into. I know technically, I believe there's Homebrew that'll run RPG Maker games, but if you're not into hacking the Switch, as most people aren't into doing that, then I don't know.
We don't know what to tell you.
Basically stuff, why are you doing a remake instead of as opposed to a sequel? Because
reasons.
Basically it's case by case is what he's saying. It depends. It's sometimes it could be that there's something that would be fitting for a sequel versus a remake or something else. It's case by case. But I'm really just gonna blast through this because it's a bunch of text I don't feel like reading, even though I read through it a bit earlier. Button remapping. This one kind of interested me, and also I'm like, Nintendo, come on. So they were like, oh yeah, the buttons are fixed because that's how we want players to play the game. We feel like we developed the best experience for the game, so that's what. So if for those who don't know, we've seen this a lot. Nintendo, when they make their games, they want you to play the game a specific way. So a lot of the time when they make a game like Breath of the Wild, you can't remap the button because like we've designed the best way to play this. This is how it's gonna happen. So there's that. But the interviewer brings up a good point, which oh come on button, work for me here. Oh, it's not gonna switch. Cool. There we go. Finally, after pushing it 6 times. So let's see. So after that, but we understand that all players have a desire for free customization. Also, physically disabled players might not be able to play the way developers intended. Aonuma replies, definitely, that's a very good point, and that's something we'll keep in mind going forward thinking about that. Yeah, Nintendo, fun fact, just because it's the way you think everyone should play it, doesn't mean everyone can play it like that. Please. Like here's the thing. It's make the default the way you think it should be. A lot of people will probably play with the default. But like, please give us most games should have the option to remap buttons. Most games should. It's just not. That's one thing I'll hold Nintendo accountable for. A lot of their games don't have button remapping. Because they design it thinking this is the way you should play it. But A, not everyone has the physical ability to play it like that. And B, not everyone likes to play it like that. Even though it's what you want us to play and feel it, it's not how everyone wants to. So Nintendo, please give us the option to remap buttons when possible.
It's just so... Like, even Nintendo had this problem, like, early on in the years. Because some people, like, would say that for Super Metroid, the default controls are horrible, so... And that's why they had to map it on there, so... Even Nintendo had a problem like this early in the years. Still haven't figured it out.
Yeah. On innovations in Zelda, when we talked in 2014, you told me you wanted to reconstruct the idea of puzzles entirely. What do you want your next big innovation to be? Aonuma laughs. I can't tell you. Yeah, I mean, from a big picture perspective, similar to the idea of reconstructing puzzles in a Zelda game, that's a good challenge. What's the next big challenge for you? One thing we learned from Breath of the Wild is that when we focused on creating a dungeon that has multiple solutions, it turned into this great title. That's one thing I want to polish up and use for inspiration going forward. I thought Breath of the Wild was a masterpiece, a lot of people did, but is there anything you wish you could have done better? I can't really speak to that specifically. I might use the ideas I have for a next Zelda game, or whatever Zelda series I might be working on in the future.
As we slowly turn our heads to Cyber, as we slowly turn our heads to Cyber because of his hatred, and then
I don't hate the game. I've told you multiple times I don't hate the game. Why do I have to reemphasize this every time we talk about Breath of the Wild? I don't hate the game. It's a fantastic game. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't like open world games. That's the only reason. It's a great game. I've played it. It's a good game. I just can't get into it.
What I meant, Cyber, what I meant was it sounds like they're remodeling the game to be both linear and some.
No, here's the thing is there's no that doesn't sound like that. To me, that sounds more like they're gonna basically take what made Breath of the Wild great and continue building on that, which doesn't to me scream linear story. Now, for me, I honestly, I would like Breath of the Wild more. If it remained open world where you could do what you wanted, but it kind of led you in a direction. Because technically, all Zelda games are somewhat open world in consideration. They just kind of lead you to it. They're like, go here. This is the best place to go right now. But you can go wherever you want, technically. Unless, there are parts where you need something to get into something.
Wow. Breath of the Wild, the original Breath of the Wild does that in a way as well. They want you to go north and all the way to the Gerudo. How do you do that? Well, if you they make it so you could go wherever you want and do it in any order that you want, but the order they want you to go and the range of difficulty is a circular pattern, like a spiral. Very end of that spiral is Hyrule Castle. So literally, you start from Kakariko Village into spiral all the way around to Hyrule from difficulty. Like that's the difficulty spikes, and you can see it in the original Breath of the Wild. That's but however, I can see it from your point of view.
Why are you saying the original Breath of the Wild?
We're gonna see
because here's the thing: Breath of the Wild 2 isn't out yet. It's probably not going to be called Breath of the Wild. Like, at this point, we don't need to call it the original. We just call it Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild 2 or Breath of the Wild sequel. I don't know. Using the term the original makes it seem like there's a remaster. Calling it the original makes it feel like the next game is more of a remake rather than calling it. If you know what I mean.
We're calling new Breath of the Wild Majora Returns.
Breath of the Wild. No, we're calling it Legend of Zelda. Breath of Future Past.
No. Breath of the Wild. No, Legend of Zelda. Demise's Revenge, because the dude in there looks like Demise. So it's Legend of Zelda Revenge.
Also, I can't remember. I don't think we covered it. I don't think I added it either. Someone decrypted the like the symbols floating around the beginning of the trailer, and it literally just says Seal Ganon.
Yeah.
Anyways, on work conditions at Nintendo, there's a lot of conversation here in America about overtime hours, the hours it takes to get games like this out the door. What's your team's stance on the overtime? Hey, Numa, when creating a game development is all about the people. So if one of them or any of them aren't well, that definitely affects the game and overall quality, and that's just not good. We always try to think flexibly about delivery dates. In the past, I've apologized for delays. That's because staff comes first, and I always want to think about it when creating a game. Thank you, Japan and Nintendo. Thank you.
What?
Not making crunch time. Anyways, when creating a game, oh, I already said that. Did you work long periods of overtime for games like Breath of the Wild? Overall, as a Nintendo work culture, we focus on flexibility, and so even the staff have that flexibility of when to focus and use the energy on something, or they have a little bit of leeway in their work schedule, don't have to exert themselves so much. They can maintain that balance themselves. Especially for Breath of the Wild, it was the same, and we focused on the staff. We didn't have anybody be exerted or anything like that, and I think we were able to achieve our goal. I'm curious to hear about your day-to-day life, since it seems like you're supervising a lot of projects. How do you spend your day? Are you planning a lot of builds? Playing a lot of builds, I should say. Every day is a little bit different. Just to explain, maybe an average day. In the morning, I'll check my mail, take care of that. In the afternoon, it depends on what's needed. I can't English today. Sometimes one of the teammates will ask for advice, or I'll play through something just to make sure it's fun. And then before I go home, I'll check my mail. Lately, I've been able to get home pretty early, so it's been good. Amen. Good job, Nintendo, for not screwing over your employees because you want to get a game out.
Unlike a certain company, EA.
No, that's basically no. It's every company in the U.S. For real though.
I mean, not wrong.
What made you and the team decide to make a sequel to Breath of the Wild as opposed to a new Zelda game? When we released the DLC for Breath of the Wild, we realized that this is a great way to add more elements to the same world. When it comes down to technical things, DLC is pretty much data. You're adding data to a pre-existing title, and so when we wanted to add bigger changes, DLC is not enough, and that's why we thought maybe a sequel would be a good fit. Was the sequel originally planned as DLC? Initially, we were thinking of just DLC ideas, but then we had a lot of ideas and said, this is too many ideas. Let's just make a new game and start from scratch.
So now curiosity comes.
Yeah, so here comes the curiosity. And when I think about it, what... I'm trying to... I'm down.
English.
What Breath of the Wild now been confirmed by people. That like, it was confirmed way back then. But this is the point where all three timelines converge. Where all three timelines converge once again. They converge into Breath of the Wild. That opens so many doors, so many ideas for what they could do with this sequel. Because the original one sets up the world, sets up how everything is. You could throw in any villain and it would fit right at home in it. You could throw in Body, Demise, Ganon, like we saw, Majora. You could literally do anything. It's
almost always though Ganon in the end. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like even if there's like a sub boss, almost always ending up being like, aha, Ganon was the one behind everything the whole time. It's kind of like how in Mario, it's almost always somehow Bowser, except a few games.
Body was on his own.
I mean,
and so was Majora. Those two. I can see it in other ways with Zant and Garahim and those. But could you imagine?
Like the big surprise at the end of Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if we saw Vadi or Majora or one of those people back again? That would blow people would go ballistic.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know about Majora.
to be
though.
fair, we literally see dead Ganon.
Yeah.
Like
That is either dead Ganon or dead Demise. I think Demise is what they're trying to go for. But
I definitely think it's Ganon, but okay.
Dead.
It's gotta be Ganon.
I mean, literally, they re-decrypted the Hylian text that's floating around. It literally says "Seal Ganon."
Demise is Ganon.
Technically, I feel like it's Ganon though, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I'm really interested now because what's kind of funny is that I'm looking down at the books that I have of the Zelda stuff, and I know for has the timeline in it, and I want to grab it out just to start naming villains on who they could use, but I'm not going to do that because we'd be here all night. But it's just
if there's anything I do, I love it's waiting around while you list.
But it's just so interested now in what villains they use for the sequel. Who do they use? Who do they bring back? Because now with the timeline, now with it being one straight timeline instead of three, now we're back to one. Who are they going to use?
They do something that splits it yet again.
Something that just
we had a meeting point, they converged briefly, and then they split again. Good luck keeping up this time, boys. This time it's split in 10 different ways. Have fun. Could you imagine?
Oh, no one can cover.
There would be pandemonium in the Zelda time.
Also, have you guys seen the video? I think it's called something like a thing about Breath of the Wild speed. I can't remember, but it's one of those animations where like it's just I can't even explain it. It's basically a really ridiculous animation about how speedruns are done in Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, now I'm gonna look this up. Hold on.
Breath of the Wild can literally be beaten in 30 minutes. It can literally be beaten in 30 minutes.
Yeah, you're
no
insane
tool
if you do that.
assisted. No tool assisted runs. No nothing. 30 for a while.
You're insane if you do that.
Hold on. I'm gonna find this. I will find it.
And for the people who do that, for the people who can do that,
something about Zelda Breath of the Wild animated speedrun is what it's called.
Yeah,
that one! Oh my god,
it's such a. And they also have one. It's something about Yoshi's Island, I think it's called.
Yeah,
his animations are funny. I love watching them.
They are so over the top.
They're so great. The Yoshi's Island one is hilarious.
I like the old Smash Ultimate one.
I haven't seen that one. I need to see it now.
It's so good. Watch it.
I have your baby.
What?
I ain't do nothing. Freaking Black Yoshi getting arrested.
I was like, if no one has seen that guy's videos,
Terminal montage, man. Go check him out. He has some fantastic animations for video games. It's always a fun watch.
And while we're naming channels, please go check out my channel.
No. No. Self-promotion not allowed.
We're only allowed to promote people we actually like.
You're only allowed to promote me on my channel. Anyways, we should probably get on to the next topic, which is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night launch trailer. Jesus, Shovel Knight as secret character. That's it.
How is that gonna work though?
That's a good question. Yacht Club Games Shovel Knight is shown in the trailer as a secret playable character, but how?
Yeah, like how do you get Shovel Knight?
Also, that's arriving June 25th, which is in a few days. Tuesday.
4 days.
Tuesday. It's
like
21, 22, 20.
Bloodstained,
Monday.
Bloodstained,
Monday. No, wait. 25th, Tuesday.
Bloodstained looks like a really good game, and it's a Castlevania formula.
And
Shovel Knight? Really?
It just feels like it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It feels so like other games. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. This one just doesn't feel like it should be there.
It basically Bloodstained Ritual just to follow a much more Castlevania type story.
Bless you.
It's supposed to follow a
Bless
much
you.
more Castlevania like story.
You only get 2 of those.
I go for a third one and it's like, oh, fuck you.
Like, oh, though you just got your blessings revoked. No more blesses.
No more blessing you.
Here is a good question.
Instead,
though.
I curse you with demons.
Too late. I
Here's a
voted for curse
question.
the demons.
Oh, same.
Here's a question, however. What the heck are they gonna have Shovel Knight somehow connected? Because from what they have been shown,
I like to not think about that because it hurts my brain.
Yeah,
It's big brain time.
Okay.
Have you guys seen that meme though? Okay.
I don't feel like it's gonna be like connected. The story is just gonna be.
It's probably just gonna be a character.
Yeah, it's
not
gonna
connected.
be like some character.
It's
like an NPC or something. Like how
it's
how
gonna be
Ukulele did it. Like how they
like,
had Shovel Knight Ukulele.
it's gonna be like trying to say, how is Banjo-Kazooie connected to everyone else, other than the fact that it was on a Nintendo console. Go. Granted, that game is basically what that's about, but it's a similar thing. It's just gonna be there. You can't really connect them in any real legitimate way. But we'll move on because we've got 2 sales charts to cover today. The first one is NPD for last month in the US. Some of the big things. Here's the breakdown for May 2019. $641 million. Hardware is $149 million. PC and console software is $262 million. And accessories are $230 million. Up 0%.
Hang on. Yeah, up 0%. Wait a minute.
You know what that means? It's up a fractional percent, not enough to make it a whole decimal, a whole 1. But it's up, but not a whole bunch is what it means.
What?
It's just when you don't put the decimal point there, it's comical.
It's lazy.
Also, hold up. I wanted to show this off.
0%.
Hold up. I'm gonna. So for those watching, I'm gonna do something real quick. That's gonna make a good laugh here. That's not what I want. So, fun fact: Windows got an update. So let me just do something.
Oh
real
my
quick here.
God! No.
Hold on, I need to do this. I need people.
No.
So for those who haven't already seen, my cursor's blue. First off. Secondly, let's just do this.
Cyber.
Okay, and
Cyber no.
oh
It's
man,
too
it shows
late
up
now.
as a standard cursor on the screen. That's upsetting.
Can't you just show a picture?
I could show the entire monitor. That's interesting. I didn't know. That is how that handles it. So what we're gonna do?
Apparently OBS can't comprehend with that.
Oh, so it's OBS when it captures a screen, and it captures your cursor, it doesn't actually capture your real cursor. That is new information to me. So what we're gonna do is instead properties, to make it capture that display. Ready for this, boys? Let's see if this works. Oh, hold on, I gotta. Oh gosh, it's not working.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, I gotta transform. Welcome to behind the scenes. Reach that transform.
Welcome to behind.
Oh gosh,
behind the scenes.
so as you can already see, my cursor's massive. Let's go to Firefox
Gotcha.
here. There we go.
Oh god dang it.
So
Cyber.
this is a totally legitimate thing that Windows can do now, because you need your cursor to be this huge. I wonder if I can. Hold on. I wonder if I can bump it up even more. Let's see.
We're asking
Text.
people for help.
Make
No,
everything
only
bigger.
you are
Hold
doing
up.
that.
Hold up. We can fix things. Display settings can't be changed for remote sessions. This is as big as I can make it. But yeah, you can change the color, but you can also change the cursor size because reasons.
Because everybody asked for it.
Because that's what everyone asked for. To be fair, there are probably legitimate reasons why, but the thing is, I can understand making it bigger, but you can make it so comically big that it's virtually unusable. It's like it's like you're trying to highlight text and you can't get it centered to like highlight what you need. It's always a fun time. Anyways, software. Mortal Kombat I Love and Repeat is the best-selling game of the month. Cool. Days Gone was the second best-selling, and Minecraft returns to the monthly top 10. Ranking as the 9th best-selling game of May.
Shocking.
Isn't it now the top-selling game of all time?
I
want to say I think it literally reached that on its 10-year anniversary. Let me look. Top-selling games of all time. This is the best-selling video games. Yep, it is. Minecraft is at number 1, beating Tetris. Just think about this for a second. Beating Tetris.
God dang it.
Which is on everything, literally everything.
I mean, technically, Minecraft is also on everything.
Beat Tetris.
No, Minecraft is on quote-unquote everything. Tetris is literally on everything. And it goes back a lot farther. It was on the Game Boy. The Minecraft is only a fairly recent thing. You have multiple Tetris games on multiple other systems. Like and Minecraft is beating that. That is amazing.
So when do we get Steve in Smash now?
Steve in Smash.
When do we get him?
So yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, back to the list. So software rankings, top 20.
Because I want to bring this up real quick for the Smash DLC characters. I'm pretty sure, or I'm gonna speculate, but I feel like we're gonna get an indie character soon.
Probably, I would.
That's just my thing because it.
Oh, you know what? I don't think. I would say Cadence. I would say Cadence. You know, the character for.
I mean, because the thing is, like, if Reggie said like that Smash is a crossover of all gaming, we have to have some indie representation.
Yeah, and I was thinking it'd be interesting, but I don't know how they make it look good. Because now you have Cadence of Hyrule. So, yeah. I mean, technically. That could be an option. Realistically, I don't see it happening.
No.
I don't see there being a good way to bring her into Smash. Hardware and accessories. Naturally, Nintendo Switch was the best-selling hardware platform of both May, as well as year-to-date across both unit and dollar sales. Nintendo Switch is killing it. Remember? Do you guys remember all the haters at the beginning?
Yeah.
Who said this is the dumbest thing ever? This is never gonna take off. Do you remember that? And I was like, guys, give it time. Trust me. This is gonna do well. And I love going. I should go back to the videos. There was someone I actually got into a debate with who was like, it's not gonna do well. This is why it's not. The main things they said, it's not gonna get the third-party support. It's definitely getting that. That was the big thing, like, it's not gonna get third party, it's not gonna get third party, it's not gonna get third party. So, screw you guys, it got third party!
Yay!
I'm so glad I was right, because it could have gone downhill. The PS4 DualShock 4 Black Wireless controller is the best-selling accessory of May, and remains the best-selling accessory year-to-date. That sounds like it's a good thing, but at the same time, to me, that sounds like the fact that their controllers break a lot.
Honestly, that's sad because I only bought one extra controller, and that was just to play co-op games. And
you want to know?
I haven't bought anything since.
Be the most Cyber. You actually bring up an interesting idea with that third-party support. Could you imagine the freaking people who would lose their minds if one day Rockstar just came out and said, Red Dead Redemption 1 on Switch.
No, we need to have GTA 5 on Switch.
We need GTA 5 first.
Yeah.
Or GTA 6.
Honestly, that's arguably the better game, and that game is still getting support, or at least it's.
I mean, it's number 3 in top-selling games, I believe. Let me go back to that list. It's number 3 in top-selling games, so that tells you how good that game is doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for me, it just feels like the PS4 controllers are just break a lot, because I hear a lot of stories about people's controllers breaking.
And honestly, I haven't been in that boat, and I feel sorry for everyone.
And I would get calls about people's controllers.
Yeah.
Just saying. So, software rankings top 20. Mortal Kombat 11 at the top. Days Gone number 2. Number 3. Total War 3 Kingdoms. A lot of these games I don't care about, to be honest. Number 4. Rage 2. I'm a Nintendo boy. I'm more of a...
amazing game.
What?
Total War 3 Kingdoms.
What even is it? If it's
Yeah,
an
what is
RPG,
that
that's
game?
why I don't like it.
It's a Total War game. It's basically a war simulator.
I don't know what
Yeah,
Total War
what's-
is, and war simulators are an instant no for me.
I
don't like
about
them.
war? No.
I don't mind certain FPS games, but if what type of game is it? What's the genre?
Strategy. It's a strategy
I hate
game.
strategy games.
Yeah.
I'd say I hate them more than RPGs. RPGs I can sometimes actually get into, like Phantasy Star Online and Phantasy Star Online 2.
And that.
But to be fair, those do those do action RPGs, less of RPG and more of like hack and slash type of game. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
The Phantasy Star Online isn't hugely RPG mechanic. If you like, there's some RPG mechanics, but it's not like in your face about it. You know what I mean? It's more of a hack and slash than a RPG. It's more of an adventure. So that's one of the reasons I actually got into Phantasy Star Online 2, because I didn't feel like I was playing an RPG that much. It just felt like more of a hack and slash type game.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 15 is probably another example for that, because it doesn't feel like I'm playing an RPG. It feels like I'm just playing a hack and slash game. Final Fantasy is known for being an RPG.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I can't get into it. Number 5. Get this out of 5. Number 5. I'm easily amused. Number 6. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, not counting digital sales. Number 7. Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 8. MLB 19 The Show. Number 9, Minecraft, not including PS4 and Xbox One. No, it is including. Why do you need to make a hashtag for that? Because probably leaving out the Switch digital.
The digital says on PS4 and Xbox One included.
So that means Switch is not included, is what I'm assuming. Because otherwise they would have said that. Because of all companies, Nintendo doesn't disclose their digital sales. Some and other PC ones don't as well. NBA 2K19.
That's only up because it was only $3.
I mean, I bought one. I didn't play it, but I have it. Don't know why I bought it. I'm never gonna play it. I literally went to open it. It's like, okay, read all these pages and agree to it. It made me scroll through the bottom to do it. I'm like, okay, cool. And it's like, okay, now create an account for some other service. I'm like, no, you've instantly lost me when I have to make an account for you. If it's not something like a generic thing like Google or Microsoft that works across other things, like you need to make an account for NBA. I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching this game ever again. Also, less of a problem, but also annoying. When you open Crash Team Racing, it makes you read 2 documents. The first one's like 30 some odd pages. The other one's like 20. I can't remember. But you really have to go through every page by pushing the right button and then hit A to accept. You can't accept it without going through and pretending to read it. Like, it's so obnoxious. I'm like, I just want to play the game, man. I just want to play the game.
Let me play the damn game.
I only played 1 match today. I need to give a bit more playthrough. Number 11, Mario Kart 8. Not including digital sales. Number 12, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, not including PC digital. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, also not including PC digital.
Apparently a lot of people just buy digital.
Yeah. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, not including digital. Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's
Fantastic game.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, not including digital. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. 19, Team Sonic Racing, and number 20, Yoshi's Crafted World.
Wow, Yoshi's Crafted World is starting to go down now.
Yeah.
People are starting to see that's not really a good game.
And then for Japan, last week, Media Create. Number 1 for the Switch. Wow, these are all Switch, so I don't even need to say that. They're literally,
for the Switch!
Literally the entirety of the top 10 is all Nintendo Switch.
Wow, no PS4 games. PS4, what happened?
Number 1, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Doraemon? I tried it. I gave up. Story of
Doraemon.
Seasons. It's
Sounds
Pokemon.
right. Yes, Doraemon, the spin-off of Pokemon.
Don't you know? Number 2, Super Mario Bros. Ultimate. Number 3, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 4, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Number 5, Minecraft. Number 6, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 7, Splatoon 2. Number 8, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which I feel like it's going to drop off hard once Mario Maker comes. That might just be me.
Oh.
Number 9, Super Mario Party. Needs DLC. Number 10, Yoshi's Crafted World.
Now, before we continue, I would like to
No,
climbing
Michael.
the list,
Michael,
and if that makes it sales.
Michael, if you keep doing that, I'm going to
It's-
mute you. Please, stop.
It's the 130.
Stop. Moving on.
It's,
Michael, if you keep bringing that up every week, I
Actually,
gonna
Michael,
mute you.
it's dropped down the list. From 18 to 19.
it's still in the top 20, so it's very good.
Infamitsu,
Again, Michael,
maybe.
if we keep seeing this every week and you keep mentioning it, I am gonna mute you. This is the final warning now. And I'm not joking here.
In terms of
Stop.
hardware, Nintendo Switch 34,321 up from last week. PS4 down from last week 28,762. 3DS is up from last week 2,768. No, don't say anything, Michael. Xbox. Whoa! What happened with Xbox One?
Oh god.
Oh, look, it's selling more than the Vita.
Oh God. Yeah, what
That's
happened with
amazing.
Xbox One.
Xbox One, what happened?
They're actually doing good.
Hold on, what E3? It couldn't possibly be the fact that any of the announcements.
So I'm
Fantasy
trying to think-
Star Online.
But
I mean,
they already
that's-
have access to that on the PS4
Yeah, so
over in Japan, I think.
so
also
do
on the
people want
Switch.
that on Xbox One?
Yeah.
Maybe
That seems weird though if it's already out there.
it's been. Here's the thing: is it's been out for years now. Years. It's been out since 2013. 2012. 2013. I don't know.
No, you know what it is?
What?
It's because of Keanu Reeves.
That explains it.
Everyone wants the game that has Keanu Reeves in it. Even
Because-
Japan.
Because you're breathtaking. I want all my viewers to know you're breathtaking.
Can we have that as a shirt now, please?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I need to find a way to make that a shirt.
and by the way, the little engine that could is going. So it's still trying to get up that hill. Still trying to get up that hill.
What do you mean still trying? It's going down in terms of over time. It's 3DS went up this week, but only by not much. It's up by 36. That's not a lot. And the general, you can't look at it week to week. You have to look at the overall. Over time, it's going down. It's on a downward curve. It's like seeing a stock on a downward curve. They'll have some days where it goes up, but it's in a general downward at this point. Anyways, that ends all my crap.
Alright. It's time for my segment of the show. What games did you guys play this week? And since I said mine first last week, I say it is now Shy's turn.
Starting the day, I'm basically probably gonna be playing Crypto the Neko Dancer and my friend Pedro. Honestly, I'm playing my friend Pedro right now, and honestly, it's so awesome.
I was watching you stream those.
It's so kicking. This game is so good. It's basically just a mixture of like the Matrix, man. It's so good. And also the humor in this game is actually It's actually pretty solid.
It was fun watching you die a lot on Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Oh yeah, because you knew that was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I saw it coming. Especially,
Yeah, and then
especially when you have no experience with it, it's something that's interesting to get used to.
exactly.
You do get used to it, I think, especially if you have a sense of rhythm. Here's the thing:
Yeah.
not everyone has a sense of rhythm.
Yeah, no, I definitely have a sense of rhythm because I was actually in marching band as a percussionist back when I was in high school, so I definitely know how to keep a rhythm.
Fun fact: my father didn't. I don't think I've ever shared this live. Oh boy. Fun fact. We would play Rock Band together.
Oh
We
no!
would fail the
That's
song,
worst.
and he would blame us for it. Even though if you look at the percentages, he was the lowest percentage. Like I almost feel sorry. It's just so bad. To be fair, I haven't seen anything like that recently, so I can't say if it's improved because I haven't really talked to him in like years. But like basically it would be a simple pattern of just like one drum tap, then both, then one, then both. It's just a simple pattern like that. But instead of that, it would be more like just sporadic hits. It's really hard to explain.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, off topic a little bit, the drums were my favorite part of Rock Band.
I mean, as a percussionist, I agree.
I want to get into. There's a lot of things I want to
also
learn.
agree.
There's a lot of things I want to learn how to play. Don't get me wrong. Like I want to learn guitar. I have an electric guitar. I need to just learn it.
I remember back in middle school, like when I actually was in this after school program, one of the days, or at least Fridays, we actually had like a group thing where we make a band and we all just play Rock Band in front of everybody. And I was the MVP of my group as the drummer, because of course.
I would usually do pretty good on drums. My brother would always do guitar. Both of my older brothers would do the guitar and bass because they were really good at that aspect of it. I was always trash. I could never go past 4 notes. I could never get the orange mixed in there. Just no.
Yeah. No, I can't get used to that either.
Like I can get used to a foot pedal and the drums and everything, but having that 5th button on the guitar / bass, nah, that's game over for me.
Nope.
Like my older brothers, my older brothers only by a minute. My older brother and my triplet brother both can play Through the Fire and Flames, or at least they used to. I'm not sure if they still could, but
You just do it on the stream. It's like, hey, can you play Through the Fire and Flames again?
I don't think they'd be able to do it at this point. They need a little bit of practice. Plus, I don't think we have any functional guitar controllers in our house right now. I'd have to buy one.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. But I do have a functional dance pad. Fun
Yes.
fact, I actually do plan on doing a live stream of actually doing a DDR game at some point. I just need to actually figure out.
Toho music. All of just
I have
nothing
Toho
but
music,
Toho
but
music.
that's the hard stuff. But maybe. I also need to practice before I do that because I am horribly out of shape. I'm pretty sure my heart is dying right now. So, yeah, should probably exercise more. Especially ever since I left Zupas, I've had a very sedentary lifestyle. So I should probably do something about that.
Yeah, you're about to do something about that.
Anyways, what are they gonna do? Oh yeah, my games. Cadence of Hyrule, and then I also need to start playing Crash Team Racing.
I do want to get that game though, but I just want to wait.
It's pretty fun. The control's okay. It's a bit more in my opinion, of all games, Mario Kart has really gotten pat down how a kart racer should control. It controls okay. The Crash Team Racing controls okay, but it's sometimes a bit wonky, at least after you've gotten used to Mario Kart. So, but overall, control's fine.
I mean, that's what I heard.
Other than that, Cadence of Hyrule,
So
and then I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to play this week.
I'm quickly pulling out the 5 games I played this week. So I
Oh, great.
Okay.
Because of course with Michael, it's gonna be a giant list.
How long is it taking to pull out this list?
Yeah, but so, like,
Okay,
it seems like you're more
no,
pulling out the
no,
games, if anything.
okay.
Are you
No,
pulling out the
okay.
games? It's not like you can show them.
No.
We don't have a
okay.
camera on you, Michael.
Okay, so
I'll telepathically add you into the chat.
okay, so the 5 games are for the PS2, Ghostbusters, the video game, Katamari Damacy, which I tried before the stream, and Cyber saw me try it before the stream.
I saw
Kingdom
you try
Hearts. No,
When?
you heard me try it.
Oh.
And Kingdom Hearts. For the Switch, I've been trying to play Skyrim, trying to see how.
See,
that
I told
goes.
you! I told you!
I knew it.
And for the Wii U, I have been playing Breath of the Wild.
The influence of Tom Howard is strong.
Because, you know, Wii U Breath of the Wild is obviously the far superior version, according to Michael.
Yeah,
It's not, but...
it is totally the superior version.
Again, explain to me how. Please.
Because
I'd like to hear
it
this.
runs better.
No.
It runs better.
Again,
and
I've told you why that is wrong. I've told you that is wrong multiple times, but you never like to listen to that. It may have run better at the beginning, but the Switch got patches that make it run better on the Switch. Literally, the plus the Switch has higher power. Why would it make sense to run better on the Wii U than on the Switch? Because it was originally for the Wii U. Guess what? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was also originally on the Wii U. Guess which version runs and looks better? The Switch version. You know why? Switch has more power. I will say you were correct about that at first when the game first came out, because it was a bit buggy, but it's gotten patched. It's a lot better on the Switch. Any other points that I can shoot down a third, fifth, 20th time?
okay. Are better on the Wii U version than the Switch version.
Could you say that again? You cut out.
The visuals look better.
No.
That is completely false, Michael. First off, it plays at a lower resolution in total on the Wii U. The Switch version completely plays at a higher resolution. That's not even comparable. Where did you get that info from? Where did you hear this? Where did you get that? Or are you just pulling it out of your butt because you thought it was better? Because the Wii U to you is a good system.
When my friend got her Switch, one of the games she got first off was Breath of the Wild, and we compared Switch Breath of the Wild, and Wii U Breath of the Wild looked generally better.
When? Was it at the beginning before it was bug fixed?
No. It was like late last year.
I'd say you're wrong.
October.
Hang on, Michael. Let me ask you a question. Did your friend go into the Switch settings and change the 720 thing and like the limit range on it at all? Like, did she go into the settings and change the video settings on the Switch at all?
She wanted it to run.
We're gonna pull up an article
as
here.
effectively as possible. She wanted it to run as effectively as possible.
So that doesn't help then, because if you change the settings on the Switch to be like 1080 and full, Breath of the Wild looks amazing. It looks more crisper and cleaner.
Yeah, and she also
uses
it as a pure handheld device.
That's also another thing, because if you use it on the TV, it looks better. Because when you have it on handheld, it's trying to compensate, because especially for a game like The Witcher 3, like that game hasn't come out yet, but they're gonna do that anyway to compensate for being on handheld.
I'm gonna pull up stuff that I'm gonna look through this. I'm gonna pull up stuff that proves you wrong.
Just find a video that just says like, let's compare the Wii U version to the Switch version. There's gonna be one video there.
Let's see.
While you do that, I'm gonna mention one more game.
Okay, first off, I don't know when this was back, like in the earlier days of the game, and even then, both have a frame rate of 30 FPS. Both versions have the same content. Okay, on a TV, the Nintendo Switch version game renders at 900p, while the Wii U version renders in 720p. The Nintendo Switch version has higher quality environmental sounds. As a result, the sound of footsteps, water, grass, etc. are more realistic and enhance the game's open-air feel. Some icons, okay, differ. That's nice. Special editions are not available on the Wii U. Cool, don't care. I'm trying to look through this.
May I remind you that
If you're gonna say it was on the Wii U first, stop there, because I've already told you why that's wrong. Look at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That was a Wii U game. Guess where it's better? Guess where it performs better and looks better? Stop using that. It's not a valid argument. When you have original source code to work with like Nintendo does, a port job and can allow you to increase the graphic fidelity, if not purely because of a higher refresh rate, higher frame rate, or a higher resolution. Even with the same models, if you're playing at a lower resolution than those models can look good at, it looks better on the higher end system. That's not a valid reason, Michael. It just isn't. Pretty much, look at every port for the from the Wii U to the Switch. Pretty much all of them have better graphics on the Switch version, or better frame rates, or better performance in one way or another. The whole it was originally on the Wii U thing, you can't just use that for Breath of the Wild and nothing else, because everything else points to that being complete bogus. Anyways, let me see if there's anything else I can find here. From what I'm seeing, they play similarly, but the Switch version performs better and is also, higher resolution, which in the end makes it look better. Oh, I don't want audio on this video. There's a video.
Great.
I'm trying to see if I can see any differences here. It's from IGN.
It's not IGN? Shocker.
Because, in terms of, it will probably look similar. But there's no way the Wii U will look better, especially given the fact that it's a lower resolution. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm looking at a video. Wow, the Wii U doesn't look nearly as good. In multiple aspects. Several parts are much more blurry.
I was like, can you put that in the mod chat so that Michael can see this?
Ooh.
So that he can see what he means.
Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, no, Michael, you're just wrong. Oh, yeah, no, you're wrong on this, Michael. Yeah, no.
Put this in the mod chat.
No, and here's the thing is, it's not super huge and obvious, major details, but it is something that when you put them side by side, it is pretty much the Switch wins.
And Michael's gonna cry himself to sleep.
Anyways, anything else we want to go over?
At least the Wii U has ports of Wind Waker Princess, which have not been ported to the Switch yet. People should buy a Wii U.
That's why the Wii U is better, ladies and gentlemen, because it has games not in the new system like every other console ever. Guys, the 3DS doesn't have all of the good DS games, even digitally, that is. It doesn't have the DSiWare, all of it. So, that means it's not as good as the DSi, because the DSi had all of the DSiWare. The 3DS does not have all of it. Therefore, the DSi, guys, much better system than the 3DS.
No. And also the Wii U has the
DSi does not have the DSi does not have the Game Boy Advance library. Therefore, the Game Boy Advance is a superior system.
This is sounding more and more stupid every time.
Exactly, that's my point.
So basically, what we have learned from this little experiment is that everyone should buy a Wii U for the Virtual Console. The Switch.
Or just use emulators. Just use emulators.
Emulators are a thing. Also, if I had the money, there's one thing when I do get a job I want to buy. It's like a tabletop. It's a tabletop arcade cabinet set that you build and put together yourself, and it uses a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, I saw that.
I want that so bad. I've always wanted one, but I didn't want to build it myself, and all the other ones were like not good. This one looks good. I want it. I need it. It's called Piecade. So I want it. It'd make a good video too. There are several things that go, man, that'd make a good video, but man, do I not have the money for it.
How much is it?
170, I want to say, somewhere around there. High hundreds.
That's
high
not...
100 and some odd.
Yeah, high 100 doesn't sound bad.
It's not bad, but it's something I don't have money for right now.
But the Game Boy
I definitely want to get it. What'd you say?
While you are mentioning the Game Boy.
Yeah, I guess where you can emulate Game Boy Advance. Technically, you can emulate the original Xbox on a Raspberry Pi, but that's something that's possible.
Okay.
Just saying.
Everybody, I just want you guys to realize this. For people who think that playing games on their original hardware is the best thing to do, Game Boy Colors are dying.
Flash carts.
So
also please don't say that's a reason to get the Wii U, because the Wii U is not original hardware for those games. Those are also emulators.
No, the Wii U has, which we all have said is very lacking for the Switch.
Has what? You cut out again, dude.
So basically we have the Virtual Console department is very lacking for the Switch.
That's not on hardware though, is it? Is it, Michael? That's literally, you know what a Virtual Console is? Is literally emulator that you pay for. That's it. Congratulations. That's literally what it is. Like, oh boy, I paid for this game already once on a physical. Can't wait to buy it again digital, and can't wait to buy it again every time I have to get a new console. I can't wait to rebuy this one digital old game multiple times for every single time I have to buy a new system. Oh, it's one of my favorite things about Nintendo Virtual Consoles, rebuying the same game for every console.
No, Cyber. Basically, what you're saying is how Todd Howard says, like, thank you for buying Skyrim for the 50,000th time.
Skyrim now coming to the Razer toaster.
no, Skyrim
it's a gaming toaster. I mean,
no, Skyrim coming to Tesla cars.
That wouldn't surprise me. It's on Alexa.
Yeah, that's
it. I'm not even kidding.
Cyber,
for those who don't know, you can technically play Skyrim on Alexa.
Also, you know why I think that's actually going to happen?
Why?
Because
Alexa woke up. She's talking to me.
I didn't put this in the news thing.
Alexa, shut up!
But the second game that's actually coming to the Tesla cars is Fallout Shelter. Legit. So
Fallout what?
Shelter.
Fallout
Shelter.
What?
The mobile game.
God.
Fun fact: the entire computer system of the new Teslas is just a Switch. That's why it's happening. I'm just kidding. Don't.
Everyone just buys like $20,000 cars.
You're working on the Tesla. You open it up. You find everything wired into a single Switch, a single Nintendo Switch just chilling in the middle somewhere.
Like,
I knew it.
I knew it.
The power of the Nintendo Switch. Anyways.
What if that's what Elon Musk is doing? He's just taking apart a Nintendo Switch, integrating it into his Tesla.
That's not what's happening. I can guarantee that's not what's happening. Anyways, that wraps up this video / live stream / whatever it is when you're watching it. In terms of announcements,
random podcast.
I always say I'm gonna stream on Saturday, but guess what never ends up happening? Streaming on Saturday. It's weird when I get lazy. So I was gonna stream last week because it was Splatfest, but they ended up not even playing Splatfest at all.
Yeah, I wanted to try to play Splatfest, but I had a job, so I couldn't even do that at all.
See, I don't have a job. Cry. To be fair, I quit that job though, so I can't really say anything. I can't really say anything about that because that's my fault.
I mean, to be fair, what you were saying.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing: is I wouldn't have been able to have the time to do my A+ certification, to do my classes that I need to advance. That's a big thing for me. Was the fact. See, I have enough money. Say, because I don't really have any two major expenses right now. I have a good amount of money saved up from that job to go ahead and do this, basically. So the big thing is get my A+ certifications done because I have pretty much the money for that. And I think I can also get them discounted from my schooling, so I'll have to look into that, see if I still have access to that. And then other than that, I need to look into what classes I need to take to finish off my my degree. So that'd be something that'd be nice to do. And also, so I'm looking for a part-time job right now. I'm gonna try not to go back to Zupas. But I'm looking at part-time jobs. I'm also mostly working on just getting the A+ done because I want to get that done hopefully before the end of July because that's when it changes to the new tests and I have to relearn things. I don't want to do that. So that's the big thing is just studying for that right now. Other than that, it's mostly working on that, looking for jobs, and then, working on YouTube stuff. Which I don't spend that much time, surprisingly, on. Like, the last video, I was able to... For easier videos like that, it's pretty quick to bust out a script for it for about a 6-7 minute video. And then throw it on the teleprompter, record, and then edit. It wasn't too big of a project, so that one doesn't take that long. I'm going to see if I can do that a bit more often just to get actual regular content out. No guarantees, because again, I do need to spend my time actually trying to get my A+ certification done and trying to get, schooling done, stuff like that. But I'm still going to try to stream every so often. I'm still going to try to do, GameCrash every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific. So that'll still be a regular thing for now. If the time ever changes, I'll let you know, but I'm pretty solid on that time because most jobs I'll work even if it's full-time. I should be home and ready to go by 8 p.m., so that should be fine. Other than that, I'm going to try to stream tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Because I always get lazy on Saturdays. Plus, I just generally have stuff to do. Like, my little niece comes over a lot on Saturdays now. So, typically, if she's here, I like to spend time with her rather than stream. Because she's freaking cute and I don't get to see her as often. So, yeah, usually, if stuff like that happens, I usually put that in priority. Because, yeah. But other than that, down below you should see a link that says streamerlinks.com/thecyberquake. You can go there. That'll have links to all of my social media stuff, including Twitch, Twitter, this YouTube channel, and also the Discord server, which you can go ahead and join, which lets you see behind the scenes of both the content I make and my life, because you get to learn how crazy I actually am. And other than that,
was freaking insane.
Oh yeah. Other than that, click the like button if you like what you see here. Click that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you know when I go live every Friday for GameCrash and when I upload new content like I did this week and a lot last week. Other than that, I am the Cyberquake. This was GameCrash here on Gamers Charisma, and I'll see you guys next time.